Your Worship the Mayor, I want to hear from you finally. You had intimated with this council that you wanted that item removed, but we resolved to have it on. I don't know. What do you have to say about what members are saying?
I think I'm in my right frame of mind, and I want to test the resolve of this council. The right time for having removed this from the agenda came, and we said you should proceed. And the ruling was that we should proceed. And I'm ready to proceed. And I'm asking the clerks, please, where I'm making correction, kindly do the correction. There's really nothing much. These councillors have to read eventually and see when it comes to debating it, if they have issues to raise, then we shall respond accordingly. Mr. Speaker, members of the City Executive Committee, members of this council, the honorable members of Parliament in their absentia, and I'd like to comment about that later, the resident City Commissioner, the Town Clerk and the technical team, invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Lira City and on my behalf, I welcome you to this council meeting and hereby present the State of the City Address for financial year 2024-2025. The Local Government Act, Section 24, subsection F, Rule 10 of the Standard Rule of Procedure 2019 mandates the Mayor to deliver the State of the City Address at the beginning of every financial year as mandated. And I hereby address you as follows. Summary of budget releases. Mr. Speaker, during the financial year 2023-2024, this council received a total of 52,516,237,000 out of a budget of 55,10,927,000, contributing to 95.5% of the planned target, which included supplementary releases as summarized on Table 1. Likewise, the city locally raised a total of 4,221,570,700,000 by the end of quarter 4, contributing to 89.8% of the annual target of 4.7 billion. This was below the target because we have revenue arrears which is not collected. The council intends to contract a debt collector to collect these revenue arrears in this current financial year. Similarly, in financial year 2024-2025, this council has budgeted 43,984,543,535, of which 6.4 billion will be raised locally. The key priorities in this budget includes the following: procurement of a motor grader using locally raised revenue, recruitment of heads of departments and other critical positions upon clearance by Ministry of Public Service and Ministry of Finance, planning and economic development, completion and operationalization of USMIT constructed facilities, investments in education and health, as well as continued implementation of PDM, among others. Mr. Speaker, allow me to inform this council that the process for preparation of National Development Plan 4 and City Development Plan for financial year 2025-2026, in the document you have, you'll be having it written there 2025-2025. So it should be financial year 2025-2026 to 2030-2031 as started, with a major focus on orientation of leaders on NDP4 strategic direction and a tenfold growth strategy. This process will be participatory and is expected to be completed and approved by May 2025. One of the issues there that we need to note as council is that if we don't produce our city development plan, then our budget for financial year 2025-2026 shall not be uploaded in the PBS. Table 1, summary of budget releases for financial year 2023-2024. Agro-industrialization, 660 million, approximately. Percentage of budget release is 74%, which is 489,831,000. Tourism and development. Approved budget was 4,754 million. Cumulative release was 1,202,000. Approximate release is 25%. Natural resource, environment, climate change, land and water management. 665,963,000 was our approved budget, but the budget release was 49%, 324,180,000. Integrated transport infrastructure and services. No, before that is private sector development. Approved budget is 181,765,000. Cumulative expenditure is 49,631,000, showing a release of 27%. Integrated transport infrastructure and services, 14,193,826,000. Cumulative release is 13,888,906,000. Cumulative release of 98%. Sustainable urbanization and housing, budgeted is 74 million. Cumulative expenditure is 18,094,000. Release budget is 24%. Human capital development, 20,324,352,000. Cumulative expenditure is 20,875,680,000. Budget release of 103%. Private sector transformation, 2,692,817 million. Revised budget is 6.5 billion. Cumulative expenditure 3.7 billion. Release 138%. Community mobilization and mindset change, 271,124,000. Cumulative expenditure is 224,707,000. Release of 83%. Governance and security, 3.6 billion, approximately was our estimate. Revised 3.8, expenditure 3.5, cumulative release is 96%. Community development plan implementation, budgeted 1.2 billion, cumulative expenditure 1,055 million, release budget 84%. That gives us the summary for budget releases for financial year 2023-2024. Departmental performance. Roads and Engineering Department. During quarter 4, Roads and Engineering Department received a cumulative total of 14,062,143,000 out of a budget of 17,417,000, contributing 80.7% of revised annual budget. This was below the annual target of 100% because local revenue was released at only 8%. The overall expenditure stands at 98%. Summary of revenues for Roads and Engineering Department is on table 2. We have the various figures there. Mr. Speaker, allow me not to read into detail in that particular area. Let me go to table activity 2.1.1, implemented activities for financial year 2023-2024 under transport rehabilitation grants. A total of 14 roads were rehabilitated at 859,086,900 shillings, with the major intervention of these roads including bush clearing, scarifying, graveling, drainage works as detailed in table 3 below. Now this is where I pray, I wish the members of parliament would attend this council. As I'm speaking from the regulars. The list of projects implemented are these. Rehabilitation of Bira Road, 2.2 kilometers. Actual cost, 50,398,700 shillings. 100% work complete. Rehabilitation of Teokole Road, 5.5 kilometers. At a cost of 96,066,350 shillings. 100% complete. Rehabilitation of Okot Ogong bottleneck. 70% done, only grading remaining. Allow me to explain something on Okot Ogong. When council passed budget last financial year, Okot Ogong was not in our budget. Now, when the roads committee went to the field to check which roads can be approved, they requested and said, this is a big problem. And they recommended that Okot Ogong be worked on. So if you're reading your documents, know that there's a council and there's also a city roads committee. As you go around playing around with words on air and talking to people, blowing all kinds of theories, we have two laws guiding us on the work for this money. So that's why you'll find Okot Ogong in our budget now. Rehabilitation of Okelo Oula Road, 0.8 kilometers, costed at 80,452,720 shillings. Work not yet started. In the comments there, you'll find it written, waiting for road equipment. No, it is not waiting for road equipment. It's waiting for the works that are going on, being undertaken by Gulsan, which is now approaching Uhuru roundabout. Because on that road, the issue, actually, Ukelowula Road, according to our engineers, is not a road. It's a drainage channel. Now, until the work there is done, and then we deal with the issue of drainage that moves from the upper side of the other side of the road and goes down that drainage, then we can do the rehabilitation of Ukelowula as anticipated. Materials have already been deposited at the site. We are waiting for only the intervention from Gulsan. So as we continue planting bananas on that place, that is the reason why we've not yet worked on that road. Rehabilitation of DOC Agoni, 3 kilometers, according to these reports, is at 85%, but in my understanding, as we speak now, should be above 85%. Rehabilitation of Onapa Road, 1.2 kilometers, works has just started, costed at 53 million. Rehabilitation of Okorolero Road, 1 kilometer, costed at 61 million. Stone pitching works are ongoing. Gravel has already also been put on some sections. According to this report, it's at 50%. But I want to believe, as of today, it's about 50%. Rehabilitation of Guangzhou Road, 2.4 kilometers, costed at 49,992,780. It's 100% complete. Rehabilitation of Kole Road, 1 kilometer, costed at 25 million. 30% of the work done remains graveling. Rehabilitation of Adeho Kwok, Ajia, 12 kilometers, costed at 150 million. 75% of the work done remaining culvert installation. Rehabilitation of Temogo, 1.2 kilometers, 26 million, 100% completed. Rehabilitation and works of Kulowelo bottleneck, Awangwea, it's not Kulowelo actually, it should be Awangwea bridge. Remove that word Kulowelo, should be Awangwea. The works on the bridge is 100% complete. Rehabilitation of Naya Gully bypass at 88 million. Graded 3 kilometers remains. Graveling another 3 kilometers from Orlando to Aduku Road, yet to be started. Rehabilitation of Chukibai Road, 0.3 kilometers. 11,349,920, 100% complete. Rehabilitation of emergency road works. Pango, Owinyo Primary School, and then Barapuo, King James. The one on Pango, work has been done, but the one on Barapuo, Elwa, work is yet to be done. Mr. Speaker and members of council, I would like to appreciate the engineering department that this last financial year, the quality of the roads that we are doing is exceptional, and you cannot match it with any road works within the region. 2.1.2, implemented activities under Uganda Road Fund. Routine manual maintenance, gang works, 101 million. Routine mechanized maintenance, 2.477 million. Mechanical impress, the wording there should be impress, but it has been written as impress. Administration costs, 78 million. Environmental mitigation, 5 million. Purchase of tools and safety wear, 40 million. List of projects implemented: Barapo to Bala, border 2 kilometers, 27 million, work ongoing. Alair compost, access, 30 million, 100% complete. Apuri, patching, preparation of the surface, ongoing. Progress of use meat project implemented in 2019, financial year 2019 up to financial year 2024-2025. The analysis done by Use Meat project implementation team and planning department shows that a cumulative total of 37 billion, 335 million, 314, 653,000 has so far been released by end of quarter one of financial year 2024-2025. Out of these, 31 billion, 713, 491, 56 shillings has already been utilized, while a total of 5.169,724.36 is yet to be utilized. This will be used on the following projects: completion of ongoing works, including retentions, which will cost about 2.6 billion, additional works at Coronation Park, Children's Park, and Mayor's Garden, costing about 890 million. Likewise, the contribution from government of Uganda in form of funding. Now there will be changes in the figures. We are not sure what it's going to be, but so far that's what has been recorded. Why am I saying this? Recently, we had a supervisory visit from the project support team from Ministry of Lands, and they realized that some of our projects, much as they are about to be handed over to us, lack certain components that cannot allow them to be operationalized. And I think with the team that met that day, they guided the town clerk with our team that as council, we might have to spend additional money to make these works that we've undertaken to be operationalized. Mr. Speaker, what is shocking, I was not there that day, but I am told the team says that on beautification of Mayor's Garden, that we cheated the contractor. But for our friends who like blowing trumpets beyond normal, they say we ate the money. Proceed. Table 2 shows details of the UseMeet AF projects. Again, there are so many figures there. Even me who loves figures, I'm even finding it difficult to read them. But let me try. Abair Road, 954 million. Obanakene, 945. Ulwol Road, 3.146 billion. Uhuru Road, 1.7 billion. Noteber, 1.3 billion. Boundary Road, 11.653 billion. Completion of Coronation Park, 3.374 billion. Beautification of Adiel Children's Park, 4.07 billion. Consultancy fee, 2.559 billion. Pending payments for the contractor Bubeka, 852 million. Retention, about 1.4 billion. And then completion of the works estimated at 552 million, sorry. And then retention, GOU contribution 1.9 billion. Again, I want to mention this. This figure might be there, it may not be there. But for now, that's how we can report. Beautification of Numa ground. Whereas the money was not enough, the project was awarded at 999,069,000. The amount that was paid and absorbed was 299,720,000. Balance unpaid is 699,348. Beautification of Mayor's Garden, contract awarded at 834 million. Amount paid is 770 million. Balance remaining is 56 million. Has been designed to Messier. Okay. Installation of solar street light awarded at 1,096 million. The amount paid is 789,400. Balance unpaid is 306 million approximately. Repairs awarded at 300 million. Paid 90 million. Balance unpaid 290. Unspent balance for ISG is 8.660. So for financial year 2024-2025, under the Transport Rehabilitation Grants, there are those statements. The President also says sometimes they write for me things that I don't want to read. So I'm also going to say I'm not willing to read that. Let's go to the table. Somebody tried to equate me to the President. I appreciate that. I'll take it in good faith. Maybe tomorrow I'll be a president. Works and Transport Rehabilitation Grant roads for financial year 2024-2025. How our team intends to spend the money, and as approved already in our budget, is down there. I'm not going to read it because it was read to us before. Only for those who didn't attend the passing of the budget, maybe. In table 4.4, projects under Uganda Road Fund, the figures are there indicated. Local revenue, procurement of the grader, 1.2 billion. Mr. Speaker and members of council, the process of procurement of this grader has been initiated. The TC wrote to the chief mechanical engineer for guidance on certification of the kind of equipment that we need to buy. A response has been made. Today I received a letter instructing the head of department to initiate by providing procurement form 1 to 5? Yeah, that will be submitted to the contract committee, and then we see how this procurement proceeds. It will be good for us members of council to understand that this money shall be realized from local revenue. The 1.2 billion is not in our hands right now. Right now, as council, we can report to you that we have 300 million set aside for the procurement of this grader. I'd like to commend the division councils who, in their budgeting, accepted to contribute 150 million each. So far, the two divisions have already contributed their 50%. So that means the onus and the stress is now on the main council to contribute the other balance. The challenges we have: delays of funds release, delays in implementation of roads planned under URF and transitional road grant. And I would like to explain these delays. Many a times, we don't have equipment at hand. We have a contractual obligation with UTC Lira to give us equipment at half price. There are people who say we get it from UTC free. No, it is at half price. But the conditions that they subject our team to is unbearable, Mr. Speaker and members of council. Sometimes even when we are having the equipment in our site, an instruction comes from UTC and then the equipment is moved. Sometimes without fuel already, and that has been the challenge that this team has been going through, trying to do this work under immense challenge. I pray that we offer them support other than criticizing them left, center, right. For future improvements, lessons have been learned. Our team will try to prepare BOQs for all roads ahead of time, doing timely updates of road inventory, create awareness to the community on the importance of the roadworks, issues that will affect their road, like water pipes, electricity, among others. And the other key one is recruitment of staff. Let me give a snapshot of the kind of staff we now have in the works department. We have 2 engineers who can work on our roads. 2, as the word 2 sounds. And the other one is the head. And the head does not only do the works of doing actual work on the road, but also doing administration, attending meetings, workshops, and the rest. So many a times, we cannot even get them on the ground to do the work we want. And then we have a designate, it's called road inspector. And then we have a mechanical engineer. Basically, that is it in terms of the staffing in our works department. But being unfair to them, we want them to work as though they're having a team of 12, 7, or 9 members. And even when we submit requesting for recruitment, I think we were only able to accommodate an increase of 2 engineers, 3 assistant engineers. That is still a lot in terms of what they're supposed to deliver for us as Lira City Council. So as we say bye-bye to the section on roads, it is my humble appeal to particularly our one unique, God-given, honorable member of council who believes this council is doing nothing, but find it in your hearts and give credit where it is due. You never know, one day you'll also be asked to account for your role in this council. 3.0 analysis of health sector performance in financial year 2023-2024. By end of Q4, the health department had received a cumulative total of 4.5 billion out of a revised budget of 5.3 billion 801,201, contributing to 87.3. This was below the quarterly target of 100% because of low release of local revenue to the department. Again, we have table 5 showing funds received under health department financial year 2023-2024. Highlights of performance in the health sector by end of Q4. Total of 317,158 clients attended our health facilities in the outpatients department. Target recorded is 120%. Antenatal care, 14,195 persons, a target of 108% achieved. Deliveries by mothers in our facilities, 12,443, a target of 98% achieved. Cumulatively, 12 maternal deaths were registered and indicated here as MMR of 98 per 100,000 life births. That's how they measure it. I even don't understand. I don't know. Cumulatively, 14,000 DPT3 vaccination registered, target achieved 124%. Cumulatively, 14,000 PCV3 done, 124% achieved. Cumulatively, 1,138 TB cases registered, achieving 93% of total annual target. Isn't that funny? That you wanted to achieve many more cases of TB, but you achieved only 93%. Cumulatively, 65,586 cases. Now, this and I have a problem. I don't know what it is registered. We shall correct it later. Ask you question the state of the city address next time, so you can note it for questioning. Cumulatively, 7,520 HPV vaccines given. Updates of projects implemented under health sector 2020-2021 to date. Why are we bringing this from 2020-2021? There are projects that started way back that time. For example, upgrade of Anyatir L Center 3 to L Center 2 to L Center 3. This work was supposed to be undertaken by BMK Construction at a cost of 1.5 billion, 525 million, 853,850 shillings. Until now, our team feel that the facility cannot be handed over officially. But when the work is standing at 99%, BMK also seems to be stubborn, but when we are calling them back to hand over, they've disappeared. So now it will be up on us to wait for BMK forever at 99%, or at one point consider to take the facility at 99%. Upgrade of Obeir Health Center 3 to a Health Center 4 level facility. The work also began in 2021-2022. The first part of the contract was awarded by Lira District, and the second part and the final part was awarded by Lira City. But for council to note, the last part of that contract, much as we awarded and the works were done, we are yet to pay the contractor fully the amount that is needed for the works that he did. Reason being, part of the money that should have been sent to Lira City Council and paid to the contractor instead was sent directly to UPDF Engineers Brigade. So we have money lying with UPDF Engineers Brigade, and follow-up has been made to try and ask them to revert that balance. 2 contractors are affected. One that did for us works in Barapo Health Center 3 for incinerator, and then this one who completed Obeir Health Center 4 to be. Off-budget supports in this sector under health. We also got an offer from Bank of Uganda to construct a new OPD block at Ayago, Health Center 3. The works are ongoing, and we believe it will be soon handed over to Council. Upgrade of Ongisha Health Center 3 to Health Center 4 is ongoing. The works currently is being undertaken by UPDF Engineers Brigade to a tune of 501,309,369 shillings. The first release of 400 million was returned back to the Treasury at the close of financial year 2022-2023. Right now, the UPDF Engineers Brigade has received their full amount of 501,309,369 as quoted in their BOQ for the construction of the theatre. But when you go there, you'll find another building there which is lying halfway, which we are undertaking under a different financing line. Unfortunately, that money has since not continued to come, so the building is halfway. They say it's at window level. I don't know whether that's the right language. The other facility that is being constructed in the city is Punuluru Health Center 3. The construction work started in financial year 2022, should have ended by October 2023. The contract sum was 1.8 billion. The contractor has received all his payments under guarantee, but has some small bit of work to complete before we can hand over, we can receive the facility for use as City Council. The contractor there is Billmas Engineering Limited. Then the other work which is ongoing is construction at Anyomorem Health Center 3, which is also in phases. The first phase was handled by WML Consults Limited at the cost of 884 million. The works is towards the final stages in the first part. Then the second phase is being handled by Billmas Engineering at a cost of 885,964,000. The work there is slow, and in this last financial year, part of the money was swept back, but we are happy it's going to be presented later that the money has been reverted, and we should be able to proceed. The other off-budget support that came from the ministry direct, not through our budget, is the construction of a giant incinerator at a Lair compost plant. If you remember, somewhere earlier we spoke about doing a road in that place. That was our contribution as Lira City Council. It's being constructed by Bullmark Associates, and fund management is being done by the center. So we only attend and supervise when they call us to sit in their meetings. When the work is done, we wait it to be handed over and managed either through us or through Lira Regional Referral. That could be the summary of what I can say about our performance in the Department of Health. Then 3.1, analysis of education sector performance, financial year 2023-2024. Cumulatively, the department received a total of 17,638,511,000 out of the revised budget of 18,600,800,000. Contributing to 94.8% of the revised budget. It was below the target. The amount released was 49%. All the funds utilized are as indicated below. Table 6. Let me move straight to table 6.1, summary of projects implemented under Education Department. Construction of 2 classroom blocks with an office at Anai Primary School. The funding source is SFG, actual cost 95 million. Construction of railway seat, this has been an ongoing project, UGIFT. 800,234,000 was what we could spend in that financial year, but that's not the total cost of the project. In your table, I asked you to remove item 3, item 4, and remain with item 5, which I think has also changed, but I don't have the current position. That's renovation of classroom at Ngeta Boys Primary School. The next is construction of a 4-stands drainable latrine at Ngeta Girls Primary School. Completion of fencing at Amucha at 15 million. Rollover fencing at the DL Primary School at 7 million. Rollover fencing at Police Primary School at 15 million. Rollover fencing at Barapo at 10 million. Repair of desks at 8 million. Payment of retention to the construction of classroom block at Barapo the previous year, 4.7 million. Retention at the Care Water at 1 million. And then construction of drainable 5-stands.
We shall read the table. Just move ahead. Okay. We're just on page 14 out of 30. That means we're halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep the tables and then we'll go and read them.
So recommendations.
Yes.
Increase advocacy on enrollment, retention, and completion of primary school cycle with specific intervention for the girl child. Integrated teaching and learning, including skills development for employability. Our focus should be on infrastructural development, classroom, teacher's house. But teacher's house, that's a wish. I don't think we're able to undertake it as council soon. Maybe in the coming years. Summary for education projects for financial year 2024-2025. Up there, we don't have much to say. Payment of salary, transfer, UP capitation, inspection of school, conducting monitoring, sports, co-curricular, UPLATE, payment of staff, death and incidental. Our interest as council, I think, will start on 19. And I want you to be very keen because the figures here have changed. As council, most of the renovation work that you passed was at 30 million. But when you went to enter in the PBS, the figures were reduced by over 200 million. So now renovation figures have come down. And these are the figures we now have to use this financial year. Bulowo Primary School, 20 million. Renovation of Bayer Primary School, 20 million. Renovation of Olaha Child Care, 20 million. Renovation at Punuloro Primary School, 20 million. Renovation at Teo Kole Primary School, 20 million. Renovation at Lira Modern Primary School, 20 million. Renovation at Iwal Primary School, 20 million. Renovation at Ongisha Primary School, 20 million. Renovation at St. Paul, 20 million. Renovation at Railway Primary School, 20 million. Renovation at Achui Court Primary School, 20 million. Renovation at Duku Road Primary School, 20 million. Renovation at Reda Primary School, 20 million. Renovation at Lira City Primary School, 20 million. Renovation at Nyomoren Primary School, 20 million. Then construction of drainable toilets, these are all going to be 4-stands. 20 million for Adehoko Primary School. 20 million for Ngura Primary School. 20 million for Elia Led Primary School. 20 million for Anai Primary School. 20 million for Barapo Primary School. 20 million for Starch Factory Primary School. 20 million for Tim Tom Primary School. And then cross-cutting issues, 5 million. Renovation of abolition at Koboni College, 20 million. Lira SS, 19 million. Drainable toilet at Dr. Bore College, 20 million. Drainable toilet at St. Catherine, 20 million. Drainable toilet at Railway Seed Secondary School, 20 million. Monitoring capital works, 20 million. Investment costs. And then construction of new classroom block at Chura Primary School, 100 million SFC. And construction of 3 classroom block at the Rural Primary School, also 100 million. Summary of projects undertaken under DDEG Lira City East. Mr. Speaker and members of council, unfortunately, I cannot own up to this. This is part of the reason why I didn't want to present this. The same applies to road projects implemented under DDG at City West Division. We can always respond to it later when we prepare proper evidence for work that was done.
Yeah.
Roadworks implemented under local revenue City East 2023-2024. I cannot own up to this. Details of other projects under local revenue City East still. I cannot own up to this. Road projects implemented under local revenue City East Division financial year, all the same, I cannot own up to this. Details of other projects implemented under local revenue City West Division financial year 23-24, I cannot own up to this. Summary of projects for City East Division, DEG, and local revenue projects financial year 2024-2025. That table is for council to note. Good enough, this council has membership coming from the different divisions. So if you're a member from Lira City East Division, table 7.6 is of interest to you as we move through the financial year 2024-2025. And if you are one from City West, your table is 7.7, financial year 2024-2025. 5.0 highlights of physical performance for production department. Production department conducted training for 1,342 enterprise groups and households, visioning enterprise development and promotion. Conducted training for 49 PDM circles on management of viable enterprises, inspection and certification of agriculture-related inputs, food for livestock origin and live animals for export. Training of extension workers on PDMIS, FIS system. Trained PDCs for all 49 wards on their roles and responsibilities in the implementation of PDM. Prepared households for parish revolving funds. Selected beneficiaries have been prepared. Their enterprise appraised, bank accounts opened, and beneficiaries have started receiving their funding. When you go down there, there's something 7 auditing and holding AGM for PDM. I even don't understand that. So not for questioning next time you want to interface with this State of the City address. Challenges: lack of transport for extension workers, unpredictable rainfall patterns, condition grants have not increased, even if the work area has expanded, low adoption of technology, poor post office handling, pests and diseases, poor agronomic practices, adulteration of seeds by the seed dealers. 6.0 highlights of physical performance for Natural Resource Department financial year 2023-2024. Maintain and cut on 3 kilometers of road and cut grass. Add the word grass. 207 trees planted, 288 trees trimmed, 2 lawnmowers procured, 1 RTK machine procured. The best person in this council to explain to you what an RTK machine is the deputy mayor. 2 local physical development plans developed for Boroboro West and Omiro Ward. 30 tons of garbage transported and disposed at Alé. Garbage backlog cleared at the compost plant. 100 tons of compost manure produced. Construction of incinerator, this is repeated. Issued 10 improvement notices for noise polluters. Presented document files for assessment. 3 sets of fiscal planning minutes and reports in place. Approved 10 development permissions. Registered 135 building plans. Registered 100 building plan application. And then monitoring and wet and Kakoge. They identified 10 illegal structures which enforcement notice was issued. Challenges: pollution coming from industries, unregulated waste disposal from factories, uncontrolled dumping of biodegradable waste, encroachment on wetlands, especially those growing rice, land reclamation, non-funding from central government for the department. They have a recommendation: strengthen advocacy on environmental conservation and protection, promote energy saving, cooking stoves. Highlights of physical performance for community-based service departments. Dear members of council, I like you to note, but I think we shall have an improved report in that section. 8.0, highlights of physical performance for planning, projects and grants department financial year 2023-2024. Procured 15 tablets and 2 laptops for data collection and analysis. Procured 1 motorcycle. 4 quarterly reports submitted to Minister of Finance. Budget conference held. Budget paper submitted. Draft budget estimate submitted. Final budget submitted. Sales words wish list generated. All city management information system functional. Then there's that one, STATA, RS Plus, QGIS, ODK, installed and updated. I have no idea where they were installed. So you can prepare your questions as you interrogate the State of the City address in such areas. Key focus, already mentioned in the highlights, preparation of the 5-year development plan for financial year 2025-2026, stroke 2030, stroke 31. And this is the most interesting bit. As members of this council, we shall be charged with the responsibility to prepare a 5-year development plan for a council that we are not sure whether we shall come back to. So if you want to be a saboteur and you are aware that you are not coming back, you can do anything. You give a plan that is impossible for them to implement. 10.1 highlights of physical performance for PDM, capitalization financial year 2021-2022, 4.9 billion, capitalization for financial year 2022-23, 781, 400,000. Total funds received 2023, 5.6 billion by October, total funds received by October 2023. That's an addition of 4.9 plus 7.81. So don't make those look different figures. It is, the third line is a culmination of 4.9 and 788. And then total disbursement as of October 2023 is 4.4 billion. Balance is indicated there. But this balance, okay, 1,231,000, total households profile 42,000, number of households that access funds 4,450. Highlights of physical performance for statutory bodies. I don't know to read that. You are part of council. Highlights of physical performance for finance department. Total revenue collected was 4,222,175,700 shillings. I urge members to note this. I don't want to believe even members of the Finance Planning Committee had this figure. So maybe that will help you interrogate this State of the City address. The others are details that I'm not going to read. Administration is giving us the state of affairs. Our staffing still stands at 45%. 135 staff appraised, 135 staff produced, submitted their performance report, submitted their annual work plan, 14 staff submitted, I think, forwarded to Rewards and Sanctions Committee. On our payroll, we have 1,334 staff that are paid under administration, 224 pensioners paid, 11 pensioners paid their gratuity. Refresher, remove the word military training, please. Clerk, not that. Refresher training done for our law enforcement section, not military training, and the many others. So our key focus, Mr. Speaker and members of council, right now it's critical that we recruit all the heads of department and other critical positions. I think that is where we are headed. Mr. Speaker, challenges to the budget implementation is that we still receive low remittances from the central government and also poor performance under our local revenue. I think the Committee for Finance will give us what we have as of now. So, Mr. Speaker, I believe that the priorities highlighted above will help us to make our contribution to achieve our vision of becoming a competitive, green, and equitable city by 2040. So 2040 is still a long way to go. We are making our contribution now to add to what the city will look like in 2040. And Mr. Speaker, I submit this for God and my country.
Thank you so much, Your Worship, for giving us the State of the City address. I am guided by Rule 10, Sub-Rule 1, Paragraph B, which clearly states that when the address of the state of the affairs of the local government council has been delivered, the council shall debate it in the subsequent sitting. And therefore, deferring debate of this address to the next sitting of this council.